Adam Simpson is with us, and of course you'll hear him tonight. He will be alongside Gerard Whateley and Dwayne Russell, AFL Nation tonight. Carlton and Hawthorn, MCG, huge, isn't it? Hawthorn have made a fast start, and so much focus has been on the Blues, Simo.
Yeah, it's a big game, isn't it? We haven't really seen too many patterns, I suppose, with round one. It's hard to actually, other teams have played twice, and Hawthorn seemed to be the real deal after two games. So, yeah, although the numbers didn't look great for Hawthorn against the Bombers, I don't think they would have been happy with that. The only thing they've done that's been real consistent is they're scoring from the back half. I think they've kicked 7 goals against the Swans and they kicked 8 goals against the Bombers. So their ball movement's in good shape as opposed to the Blues.
Yeah, question marks aren't really on the Hawks in this one. They're more on Carlton. Put yourself in Voss's shoes, Simo. Yeah. How much time did you spend on... You've been there enough. Sorry, mate.
I've been there enough, mate.
What's your approach this week?
Yeah, it's interesting how he would have handled the Monday review, and it would have been Monday because they played on Thursday, but the first meeting that you go through the coaches' coding and the review, and then you meet the leaders, and then you've got probably 20 minutes of gold where you got to get through what message you need to, because after that you need to move on really quick. So I suspect that attitude and effort, how you deal with pressure, I don't think they dealt with it very well in the third quarter in particular, because some of their numbers look really good from last week. They were really poor, obviously, with the second half. So, they win the inside 50s by 20-odd, forward half turnovers, like 34 of them, clearance, all those type of things, but they just looked like they didn't handle the pressure. So maybe it's a bit more psychological as much as it's system.
Charlie Curnow returns for Carlton, which is a huge in, so that'll keep Barras and Battle a little bit more honest down back. When you were coaching, was Curnow a tough matchup, and what sort of player needs to play on him?
Well, the last couple of years, we didn't have McGovern and Barras together a lot, so I think there was a game we played him over here in Melbourne. I'm in Melbourne, by the way, and Brody Hoff had to play on him, and he kicked 10. So... it hasn't been great for us over the years against the Blues, but I'm actually more concerned about the Carlton back line with the height. Hawks have only really got one tall in their front half, and what are they going to do with Wiedering, McGovern, Silvani, Haynes? That'll be the interesting thing. What are they going to do with their half back line that really underperformed with some skitterish possessions? Where's their drive going to come from the back half? So I'm going to look at that as much as the Blues front half.
Adam Sard. It'll come from Adam Sard.
Because
he'll take off. He'll take off.
There's one. It's like Sard. Last week it was Wiedering or bust, and then the ball movement from the back half. You take Sard out, which teams do. I think Doherty's got to play down back, and I wouldn't surprise me if one of those talls, Silvani might go up the other end.
Yeah, Mitch McGovern struggled last week. He had a game to forget.
Okay, so who are you tipping there, mate?
Look, I'll tip the Hawks, but I'm expecting something a bit better from the Blues.
Friday night, it's Footscray, the old school, 100 years of celebration. That's why they're Footscray, taking on Collingwood. Now, if one of your players came to you and said, hey, I know this is a really big game, and it's Friday night football, but I'm going to run out with the blue rinse tonight. I'm going to dye my hair blue.
You better get a kick, son. You better get a kick. It's interesting. Oh, my God. I've lost a bit of touch on... Look, you got to tell your players, you got to be yourself. You can't be someone different at the club and you're away from the club, you're someone else. So you got to be yourself. You give permission for your players to bring their natural selves. And there's a bit of attention seeking there, which that's just Rory, I suppose. That's what he wants to be. But
Dennis Pagan would have taken it well.
It surely has to be a marketing thing. Surely,
he's getting paid. Surely,
the question is. So what would you do? I know, and that's an interesting piece, but it's the Footscray 100-year celebration. Is it 100 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
How much of that goes in towards possible, can that get you over the line? Like, they're underdogs, obviously, and they're undermanned, and Collingwood on the weekend. I wonder how long the motivation lasts, the big event, because you build it up a lot as a coach, and motivation normally I think lasts about 10 seconds because you run out there and.
But you've had players, so they're going to be in the rooms and they're going to form a guard of honour. We're talking Doug Hawke and Simon Beasley, Kelvin Templeton.
Yep, absolutely. There's a different feel to it when you build it up differently. So we had last year we played Richmond, and we had all when we first played our very first game played against Richmond. We got every past player in the rooms. My pre-game address was to the Richmond there's probably 50 players there, current players and all the past players, and it felt, hey, we better go all right today. Otherwise, we're going to look a bit silly. So, yeah, I wonder how much motivation that'll give the dog. I think I'll still tip the Pies, but Bevo's just a master at storytelling and just underdogs and all that sort of stuff. So don't be surprised if they put up a really good show.
Out of the beaten brigade last week, I thought Essendon showed a little bit, and they're at home to Adelaide, who were dominant over St Kilda. Different team in Melbourne, mind you. What's your vibe on this game on Saturday?
Well, who do you reckon? Oh, you know the answer. The Essendon were the youngest side of the round last week. That probably tells you where they're at in terms of an age profile and where they're going. So, and they won a lot of the metrics. Like I spoke about Hawthorn earlier. Hawks wouldn't have been happy, but I think Brad would have gone to his team meeting saying, guys, we do this inside 50s, we do this contested possession, we do this clearances, we're going to win some games. And they'll go in with some confidence, but Adelaide looked sharp, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
I think we had Adelaide pretty high in our little ladder predictor.
We
guys.
did,
Well, maybe
Adam.
I did.
No, Adam, I've got the... No, I did, Mr Simpson. I actually did.
In Simo and God.
Sure,
right.
because the gather round's coming up. Adelaide are going to get plenty of games at home. So if they knock this one over, they're going to be in good shape come round 6.
Are you worried, albeit
I'm always
Richmond...
worried.
Am I going to slice it? Am I going to hook it? What am I going to do?
I've never known a bloke to play so much golf. All righty.
We got to hurry up. He's got a tee, Tom.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey,
No, I'm
Richmond.
not playing golf today.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Oh, Richmond. Hey, so Richmond, we know how good it was. 41 points down, blue, blah, blue. They take on Port Adelaide, who are terrible, all that Ken Hinkley noise and stuff like that. Dare I say it, could it get ugly for Richmond?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I mean, the numbers, and you're probably starting to work me out a little bit. There's
You love numbers.
Well,
Yeah.
there's some analytics that you need to bring.
Did you use these in your coaching days?
Just trying
The
to
art
explain a
versus
few
science
things.
is big because
Yeah.
your motivation piece and how do you get the best out of your group, that's critical. Like, you don't win without that. But you also got to know what you're doing and what you're coming against. So I look at both and try and get a good balance and try and read the room about what are the players. The players don't care about numbers. Very rarely do you talk about numbers to the players. So that would be, but to the coaches and to some strategy meetings, definitely. So
Just go and get the
So
Jagged
Port
Simo.
winning? So Port winning that one?
I think they are. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. they'll win.
Right, I'm going to get through these tips pretty quick. St Kilda, Geelong,
Geelong.
and Brisbane.
Ross is still answering the first question from the press conference. I hope he's there for the game.
Brisbane, West Coast. West Coast are at $13 and a 2-horse race.
Yeah.
Well, you have to say Brisbane. That's okay. We understand that. North Melbourne, Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah. And this is the biggest game.
I wonder if he approves of this. So Simo, did you
Yes.
know that when Fremantle kicked their first goal on Sunday against Sydney and it goes into the rotation, this song is going to play? And they want 40,000 Freo fans. Yep, to sing that. That's Freo for that bit there. The old Coldplay song. They want 40,000 fans to engage.
I've got the voice.
Do you like that
Let's
stuff?
hope
Do you
the
like that stuff?
First goal's not kicked halfway through the second quarter. That's what we're hoping.
I reckon a coach would even notice it.
No, you don't. There's the box at the ground is it's bulletproof,
Soundproof?
not bulletproof. I needed it bulletproof.
We heard there was a request in. Now, I've got two questions.
Didn't stop an eagle coming in.
Who you tipping this Freo Sydney first? I've got a couple of questions for you before we wrap up.
I'm tipping Freo. I think the things I saw on the weekend was more an event, not a pattern. So until they prove me wrong, I'm backing Freo in.
Yeah, good work. Hey, we've got questions out to our audience today. Who's got aura in the AFL, Simo?
When did Aura come in to conversation?
Yeah, I know.
Mate,
I know.
Presence? Who's got good presence?
Yeah.
Look, can we?
So we've had a lot of people say like swagger. Some people have got
Yeah, they're confusing swagger and
swagger and
arrogance.
aura. We've got aura. I've got
well.
aura in my leadership type role.
Yeah, someone that just you just want to stare at a lot. Listen to them.
Who's got aura of the current day players?
There's not as many as there used to be.
No, there's
not.
Where you're actually tough and you got the talent and you can back it up. I think Toby Green's probably the number one, isn't he?
Damn it.
What?
I've got him on, coming at after 7, but I will declare my hand. I've got him in my 7. Scotty doesn't.
No, he's too little to have aura.
He's too little.
I can't give aura to someone 5'9".
Well, who's the biggest who's the toughest player in the AFL right now?
As in,
Not aura, not.
It's not tough.
Tough?
It's hard.
Yeah,
You just have to be hard.
Who's the toughest player?
Well,
There
look,
you go.
I do love watching Braden Maynard play footy.
Oh, he's not tough. Come on.
What?
He's
no, steady. You're on air.
yeah.
You reckon he's huff? Do you think he's huff and
Bit of
puff?
huff and puff. Come
Yeah,
on.
okay.
You see Liam Ryan run through him in the granny?
when he blocked him off the ball.
That's all,
off the
hey,
ball. I
hey.
saw that, yeah.
Oh, well, we move on.
Saw
That was
that
6-7 years ago. Well, who's
You
tough for
move
you?
on.
So who's tough for you, Simo? Who's the toughest?
Well, it's I'm a bit
Good
biased.
question.
I still think McGovern's he's still old school for me. I think he's got he plays tough. He's adapted to the game a little bit, but he's 32 years old. You go back a couple of years, he was crazy tough. But
Good question.
For me, Toby's the one who, if he wants to impose himself on a game, he goes on ball like he did against Melbourne last week, and you can physically see him taking control. So he's.
I've got time to ask one more.
He literally
Real
got 30
quick one.
seconds.
We've got 30 seconds. You didn't listen to me or Hammer. What about Goss's suggestion that Nat Fyfe could come to the Eagles and mentor
I
Harley?
heard that. Yeah.
You don't say no more.
Well, yeah. Well, that's
A player of his
bit
ilk.
clickbait. Is that what
Oh,
they call
mate, a
it?
player of his ilk. Mate,
Clickety-click.
don't be...
No, you said Nat
Goss.
Fyfe, mate. You said Nat Fyfe.
And I'll tell you something else. Just before you go.
Don't
just
be
really
pointing at him like
Just
that.
before you go, you know what I did? I went into my local, seriously, I went into my good grocer in Shenton Park last night and I walked past the dog food fridge and it has all different brands and I was so unhappy the way that Nutrimate was stacked. I restacked the dog food.
Our good friends at Nutrimate, they've been
Yes.
very good to us.
They
Very
certainly
good.
have.
I've already
They've
run
said-
out of my stock, though.
Oh, you've got 12
No,
dogs.
don't mention how many he's got. All righty, nice work by you. Thank you.
Go on, you boys.